So to make this frame, I've cut all the pieces to the right length and frame, light, what's a box, right? Again, like most projects, it's just a box. What I really want to do in this one though, instead of having look sort of the dado approach or the flap joints or rabbit, whatever, but you know, instead of doing sort of that joint I normally do, I'm gonna go for a mitre joint, which is a nice 45 degrees. And the reason is that what I want to try and attempt is to keep the grain going around the corners, right? So the idea is you do 45 here, 45 there, attach it, and then it looks like the grain wraps around the corner. This is a pretty nice piece of wood. So I'll figure out how to do that. I'll choose what should be the middle and where the folds should be, and then I'll cut the leftover bits to the right size. I need to make sure though that that's perfectly 45 degrees. Then I've got two other strips. This will be a strip that lives sort of inside at the bottom. So the idea is that less light comes out the bottom of the light, and also I can install all the electronics, which is going to be, you know, around the LED strips on that. And then the back panel is also smaller, as I don't really want you to be able to see that from a slight angle. So I'm going to make that a bit shorter, so it looks like it's just a U shape against the wall. We'll see how that works out, and it will need some holes and grooves, etc., for the cabling and the LED lights. Which is the other thing, for all the pieces, I'm going to have to channel a centimeter strip around where I'm going to glue in the LED lights. I could leave it flush on the surface, but I feel that just doing this little channel will just give it a little bit of, I don't know, a bit of recess. I don't know, I think it'll work. I don't think it's a must, but yeah. I don't know why. This project makes me a little bit nervous because visually I want it to be very appealing, but let's just get on with it. I'll figure out how to do the 45 degrees. I'm going to do some various tests on test pieces because it needs to be perfect. I'm not sure if I'll use my mitre saw or actually use my table saw, because I feel the table saw might be more accurate, but I'll have a think about that. But yeah, let me just get going, cutting the final pieces and doing all the little bits and bobs. Yeah. As you might notice, I'm trying to change the format a little bit in this video. I want to show more like time-lapsey stuff and then talk less, because I find I talk so much in between all these things. So I'll try my best not to interrupt the time-lapse and just have like one chunk and then do some talking just before assembly, etc. Let me know what you prefer, which way you like it. And also if you're listening and while you're listening, please subscribe and like. It will really help me out. Thanks. I need to also measure out where I need to cut the rabbet for the bottom panel, and that's what I'm doing here. God, look! I measured it from the wrong sides, didn't I? I measured it one way, then flipped it. For what it's worth, it fits pretty decent. Okay. I'm going to change my design slightly. So instead of this crossbeam being in the middle, it'll now be at the front. Very not happy with this. But hey. Rage! No pasa nada, no pasa nada. It's not the end of the world. Luckily, it's right at the edge, so this bottom thing will be flush and will be closed, sealed. That's how I'll build it. And then we'll have an effect, I guess there'll be more light at the back. It's disappointing, but. So what I need to do now is quickly dry fit or assemble, sorry. What I need to do is dry fit the frame. The reason for this is so that I can measure out exactly how long I need to cut these two pieces. So the easiest way I always find to fit miter joints is to use tape. And the idea here is the following. I'm just gonna use just put that here. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a stripe down here, and I should use thicker one, but kids, I don't know where they are. This makes it difficult. But the idea is I'm just gonna take two stripes of the thinner one, then lay them out here. Just take one of these, put it down so then you can hold it. And then this is where it needs to join. And what you do is you just perfectly align these two. I hope you can see. I mean, you're quite far away, I know, but yeah, we just perfectly align these two and drop it down. And then we could fold it up like this. And I'm gonna just do the exact same for the other side. So. Hippa. Oops, there you go, like that. And then we just perfectly align this, flatten it out. And now it gives you this kind of hinge effect, and we can have sort of this. It's not 100% obviously, but just to get you to this point. And the reason this point is, typical, it comes loose in my demonstration. The reason this point is important for me is I need to now work out exactly what's the distance here, and I'll cut that, and then I can. I just had a brainwave. So I was just thinking, the bottom part is ready to go in. The back panel, I still need to drill some holes, etc., for the wiring. So what I'm thinking of is I'm going to cut the bottom one to size, glue it all together, and then I have the perfect fit, and then I can make sure that the back is absolutely perfect, because that is the most key one, because it'll be the one riding up against the wall. So yeah, brainwave. So I'm gonna fix this side because during demonstration I made a mistake. But yeah, I'll continue with that, and yeah, I'll speak to you when we're done. No. No. Again, something I forgot. I'm not gonna do this yet. I need to put the channel in for the lights, man. Pierre, what's wrong with you? I'm such an idiot, man. I'm just rushing so that I can wash the... I'm gonna have to redo all of this step. I just want to wash off the the glue. But yeah, the whole point was that I need to channel a line where I wanted the LEDs to go in. So, well done, well called there. So let me quickly do that. Okay, back on track. Minor mishap. Okay, top is here. See, and these align perfectly now. Right, so let's begin the whole painful process. Again, I just need to tidy up, man. There's so much. Normally I'm much better, but I'm a bit under time pressure. I don't know, this week everything seems to have gone so much slower. So my main focus here is the miter joints. I want them to look the smartest because those are the ones you see the most. If at the bottom, like here, this is not perfectly straight, there might be a gap. I can fill that in. You won't see the bottom as much as you'll see the sides, right? So that's why for me, you can see me like umming and ahhing here with these. I want to make sure that those are the ones that look the best. The bottom, I can always fix later. At least I hope so. Okay, so, spoilers. Okay, so I've taken off the clamps. Oh, sorry about that. I've taken off the clamps. There's a few gaps here and there, but the important part is what it looks like on the sides. And I do have a gap. I don't know if you can see it in the end corner here. There is a trick for this. However, the very first thing I need to do is obviously my favorite bit, and I guess you can guess it already, is I need to sand all of this. So I want this to look pretty decent, so I'm gonna sand it starting with 80, 120, and 150. I think beyond that, this wood is too open pore to do any difference. So I'm gonna just do that now quickly, and thereafter I will look at how to apply some finish. So what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna sand like this offcut piece here, just so that I can try different finishes, because I wanna see what finish to use and, you know, in essence, get the boss to approve, because the floor we're gonna put in up there is oak. This isn't oak, so we wanna get a dark color similar to that, a bit stronger, but, you know, maybe make it stand out a little bit. I don't know, we'll have to have a look. So let me get cracking with that. So, kind of had a mishap happen. I opened a pot of varnish and everything blew up in my face. But anyway, management has decided on Danish oil, so I'm just gonna apply this and yeah, I'll see you once that's all dry and we're ready to install the electronics for the final step. So, it's been a few days. I'm still quite shocked by how ruined my apron is, but I guess this is like wear and tear. That's what it's there for. Could have been my clothes, right? Anyway. But so, yeah, where was I? Oh, Santa sort of dark tops. Anyway, we're now at the stage where we can install the internal, so it's just sort of the last stretch. This has fully dried. I actually think it looks really, really nice. I'm always worried with this wood because it always looks so light and so, I don't know, it has like yellow tinges to it and it's weird. And you can still see some of the yellow come through, but that's that kind of wood. But I quite like it. We're now gonna install the electronics. And what I've got here is I just bought some sort of cheap, not cheap, just like standard, I don't know if it's cheap or not, LED strip from our big box store here. Got a fancy remote, which I don't think we'll hardly ever use, maybe once or twice change the color. Obviously you can install something a bit more fancy that is controlled by, you know, the Google, the Amazon, etc. But I think for what we wanted here is mainly just gonna be a normal light. So I just got that. And to be fair, this is the most expensive part of the whole project. I think all of that cost me like 25 euros. I think in dollars, that's about $30. I mean, you can't equate it across countries, but that was the most expensive bit. The reason I actually am building this is because my wife saw one of these and it was like 60, 70 euros and it was like half the size. And I said, no, I'm gonna build that. And here we go. Anyway, long story short, I have 2 strips, so one that came with it. I bought some extra ones just in case I needed something a little bit longer. And the idea is that on the inside, in the groove that I have, I don't know if we can see it from this distance, but there's a groove obviously in here that I cut. We're going to stick this in there and screw all of this, etc., onto the bottom panel. And yeah, I think, to be honest, I think that's it. So let me go and install all of that and then we'll be done. I literally need this. I need to cut at this one. Let me get scissors for that. So with these LED strips, you have like these areas where you can cut. So you literally can just cut here. I'll just show that close up in case you don't know. So you have like these areas you can cut and they give you like pieces where you can connect. So this isn't a waste in any means. I can then connect that to any future one that I buy. So there we have it. Oh my God, that is so annoying. Here we go. I mean, it's very, very simple, right? But I think it turned out all right. I just hope that it causes enough light. My God. I just hope it generates enough light. I think it'll be fine. It's just for a hallway. It'll definitely set the mood. I can always, if it doesn't, install an extra strip to just lift the amount of lumens up. No problem. Or even replace it with a stronger one should I want to. It's just taped in. So yeah, overall, I'm very, very happy. I know it's again a simple project, particularly it's just a box. Like most things, like 90% of the projects we do is just boxes, right? So overall, I'm super happy with this. I hope my wife will be as well. There's one downside to all of this. I'm building this now, but they're still renovating the walls. So I'm not too sure if by the time I release this video, we'll have it hanging. I'll try and delay it. And let me interrupt myself right there. I thought I was going to release this video earlier than I did, so I was expecting to make some excuse for not showing you the final product. However, I decided to show you these images instead, as guess what, I released it late. So yeah, overall a really great project. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, subscribe and like, and I'll catch you later.